Sorry for the break from Dynasty Diaries. My caddy has been busy over the holidays and is still tied up, so I'll be filling in this week. This week, we've got an SEC massive matchup for the ages as we gear up for the playoffs. It's LSU versus Alabama. LSU comes into this game undefeated at 10-0 and ranked number 1, looking to stay perfect heading into the postseason. On the other side, Alabama is sitting at 7-2 and ranked number 10, trying to play spoiler to LSU's perfect season. This game isn't just about rankings, it's about pride, momentum, and making a statement heading into the most important stretch of the season. LSU is fighting to keep their championship dreams alive, while Alabama is trying to remind everyone why they've been one of the most dominant programs in the SEC. This matchup has all the ingredients of a classic late-season SEC rivalry, especially with the conference championships and playoffs just around the corner. It's everything you'd expect from two powerhouse programs going head-to-head at this point in the season. Let's get into the action and see how it all unfolds. We're starting off with the game's second drive. Alabama actually got the ball first, but now it's LSU's turn. And they're clearly focused on exerting dominance on the ground. They're pounding the rock with the run game, feeding their running back over and over during this drive. It's all about playing conservative football, minimizing risks, conserving plays for later in the game, and avoiding turnovers. You can really see LSU sticking to their game plan early, trying to wear down Alabama's defense and control the pace of the game. At one point, LSU switches things up with an end around. The runner gets to the outside, showing off his speed, and even attempts a hurdle. However, he loses the ball midair, but fortunately, it rolls out of bounds. A close call, but LSU catches a break and keeps possession. Plays like this are risky. They can completely shift momentum. After regaining their composure, they go back to what's working, feeding the running back, and they finish the drive strong, punching it into the end zone to cap things off. If LSU can keep this up, Alabama is going to have their hands full tonight. Alabama comes back on their next drive, but it takes a turn for the worse as they throw a pick. Things are really not looking good for the Crimson Tide here in Tuscaloosa, even with the home field advantage. The question now is whether Alabama can recover from this rough start. LSU, on the other hand, is firing on all cylinders. After pounding the ball on their first drive, they switch it up and hit a receiver across the middle, taking it all the way down to the 2-yard line. From there, they stick to their strength, going right back to the ground game to punch it in for another score. Just like that, LSU jumps ahead by 2 touchdowns early in the game, putting Alabama in a tough spot right out of the gate. Alabama is in desperate need of an answer here. Otherwise, things are going to get ugly real fast. But instead, they throw yet another pick. This is absolutely not the way you want to start a game. Fortunately for the Crimson Tide, a stroke of luck comes their way. LSU's former freshman phenom, Zay Jones, appears to completely lose composure. He inexplicably throws the ball right into the middle of the field, hitting a wide-open linebacker. This mistake gives Alabama the ball back and a crucial opportunity to get back into the game early. At this point, Alabama has to capitalize on that excellent field position. They go with an empty set, and freshman quarterback DeLauren Reinbold drops back and uses his legs to run for a nice gain, exactly what they needed. From there, Alabama wastes no time, knowing they have to finish this drive. In the red zone, they stay with the empty backfield, and Reinbold delivers a precise pass to the receiver at the 10-yard line, setting them up perfectly. Now inside the 10, they hand it off to the running back who powers his way into the end zone. With the score now 14-7, it's starting to look like a game again. Let's see if Alabama can hold onto this momentum as we head closer to the end of the first half. Now we jump to the middle of the third quarter. The Tigers have the ball at the 34-yard line and call a jet sweep to Heisman candidate Jelani Watkins. He takes it around the edge, showcasing his incredible speed, and bursts into the end zone to put the Tigers up 21-7. Late in the game, they now hold a commanding lead. Let's see if Alabama can respond. On the next drive, just a few plays later, the quarterback tries to hit a crossing route, but the Tigers defense steps up and snags the interception, taking it all the way back for a pick six. Now, with a 3-score lead in the middle of the third quarter, things are looking bleak for the Crimson Tide. Alabama desperately needs to put some points on the board, or this game is over. They hand it off to number 15, Durante Bosher, who breaks free and takes it all the way for an electrifying 85-yard touchdown. This puts the Crimson Tide back in the game, but they're still down by 2 scores late in the matchup. On the next drive, the Alabama defense steps up and forces LSU into a 3-and-out, giving the Crimson Tide the ball back. But just as momentum starts to shift, linebacker Alex Dove, number 2 for LSU, reads the play perfectly and picks off a screen pass intended for the running back. It looks like LSU might put this game out of reach. However, instead of kicking a field goal to go up 3 scores, LSU decides to go for it on 4th down and comes up short, giving Alabama another chance. The Crimson Tide wastes no time, going back to a similar bubble screen on the next drive, resulting in a big gain. Now, Alabama is driving, trying to claw their way back into the game. They capitalize on the momentum with a deep crosser across the middle, moving the ball to roughly the 25-yard line. On the very next play, Alabama hands it off to the running back, who picks up more yards. But with time ticking away, they urgently need to score. The Crimson Tide comes back with a jet sweep, and the receiver breaks it to the outside, coming just shy of the end zone at the 5-yard line. A couple of plays later, they finally punch it in with 3 minutes and 10 seconds left in the game, keeping their hopes alive. At this point, down by just 1 touchdown after trailing by 3 scores not long ago, the Crimson Tide suddenly have new life. With all 3 timeouts remaining, their defense needs to step up and make one more stop. If they can get the ball back, Alabama will have a chance to tie the game or even go for 2 and steal the win. A bold move we've seen before in Dynasty Diaries. The pressure is mounting, and you can feel the intensity in the stadium. LSU, determined to put the game out of reach, decides to take a shot deep downfield. But Alabama's defense rises to the occasion with a crucial interception, delivering exactly what they needed. The return sets them up with fantastic field position, starting roughly at midfield. With 2:27 left on the clock and 2 timeouts in hand, the stage is set for a potential game-tying or game-winning drive. Alabama moves quickly, aiming to capitalize on the momentum. However, disaster strikes. On the very next play, the Crimson Tide attempt a bubble screen, but LSU reads it perfectly. The Tigers' defense jumps the route, snagging yet another interception. With that crucial takeaway, LSU manages to hold on for a hard-fought victory after nearly letting it slip away. For Alabama, the story of the game was turnovers. Too many early mistakes and a devastating miscue at the end proved to be too much to overcome. The Tigers, meanwhile, survive another test and march toward the playoffs with their championship hopes intact. That wraps up this week's episode of Dynasty Diaries. Join me next week as we dive into championship week and break down the conference championships. See you then. Until next time, peace.